put in your bag. Next whip just might be.
Yo, welcome to the WildKast podcast. Johnny Trumbone with a U9O checking in with you live. We in the studio right now. We with the guys right now.
We with the guys.
Sir. Dog, Stick,
how y'all doing?
Let's go. And we got some two young men, powerful young men in the building. These guys, well-known security company out of South Florida.
Yep.
Plexus.
Here we go. We got the logo right here.
We got the Plexus Protection. We got the boy Pablo. And we got JC in the
JC.
Yes, sir.
Head of security for Plexus Protection. Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Nice to
Hello,
meet you.
gentlemen.
We met obviously, but you know. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you guys being here. You know what I'm saying? We know it's the weekend. You know y'all boys got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And we in South Florida, so
of course, we got to see the boy, man.
Yeah,
we haven't seen you in a minute, so we're right to catch up with the people around.
Can I tell everybody how we met?
Yeah, of course.
So I was working at the Hive in Hollandale. I was working overnight, like night audit manager and shit. I was like fucking hoes in rooms and shit like that. But I went across the street to 7-Eleven, which I wasn't allowed to do. I told like the security guy, I was like, yo, watch the desk. I taught them how to fucking check in people in case somebody comes in late night or something like that. So I went across the street to get something to eat. And from 7-Eleven, I'm getting a drink. And I see Pablo just like standing there, like in line. And I'm in a suit, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking fresh, I'm looking good in the suit. And he goes, yo, boy. Or he says like some shit like that, yo. And I was like, yo, what's good? And he's like, you do security? And I'm like, yeah. Hell no, never, not a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, cool, here's my number. And then I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Slide, we talk a little bit and he leaves. And then I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, that nigga gay. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking around.
Nah, yeah, of course.
And he calls me the next day and we do a gig. We went to a restaurant. We went to Komodo.
Yeah,
and,
I remember that little
he was
shadow
teaching. Yeah, I was doing like shadow work type shit, and that shit was lit. Like he taught me like check the exits. You know what I'm saying? Like changing positions and shit like that, and fucking it was dope. You know, and then we went out upstairs after some shit.
Yeah, to the lounge.
And that shit was like a whole other level. I was like, I'm in the crowd, just like making sure nobody touches the date.
Yeah, I remember looking at his face, and that man was like, amused.
Yeah, I was like, man, this shit lit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, and I was like, I had a blunt and shit. I was like, damn, I could smoke this shit in this club, working and shit. And then I think the client was like, damn, I wish I had some gas. I was like, oh, for real? You know what I'm saying?
Pulls it out, magic.
Yeah. But that client was like a long-time client. He was like a boy and stuff like that. So I know he was more lenient.
Of course, yeah. And that was the perfect situation for me to get you out there to shadow. Yeah. Which is what we do with everyone. We see you have potential. You get out in the shadow, and when we see potential in you.
Has that been the only gig you've done with him?
I've done a couple gigs.
That's where it started.
We want to get into that. So how did you start the company?
Oh man, you want to tell it?
Yeah,
I'll let him handle it.
Because you guys, my bad, cut you off. You guys both own the company, right?
Yeah. We started Plexus together. We both were in the security industry separately. And we decided to join forces. The chemistry didn't lie, man.
Yeah, I was doing basically I was like I done a long stint in prison. I did 18 years. Yeah. So when I got out, between the first and 5 years, before 3 years before I left, my U.S. state, I wanted to be security. So that's what I do. I would train security. Everything I would look at, I would look at the correction officers, how they carry themselves, how they do security, the checkpoints and everything like that. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. So I knew that, through hard work and sheer determination, once I get released out of prison, that's what I wanted to do. I know that things are against me. You need a license for this and that. But that superficiality about always having a license and doing things and stuff like that, it doesn't really get you in the realm of security. And the realm of security is what you know. Yeah. What you know to protect the individual.
So he had that energy and then that passion, which is what I had growing up in Guatemala. Every one of 3 families has a security team. Over there it's more common. I'm sure in Colombia. Mm-hmm. If you're a well-off family, you have a security guy or a security guard or a driver and all that. So growing up, I was always amused by this show. Like, yo, I kind of fuck with it. Maybe one day I'll be in the industry. And then next thing you know, I was playing around with the idea. I kept going to Guat. And I have a family member who was in that industry. And I started asking him, hey, teach me, put me under your wing and let me see how it's like.
Yeah.
And I fucked with it. And next thing you know, I started working for a company. And in between that, keep going with
Yeah, in between that, I did a couple of gigs when I got out. I was working, first started at the Hoods. In the Hoods of Carol City because I was born and raised in Miami.
Okay.
So, I started in the Hoods in Carol City, working in strip clubs and stuff like that, where the real danger is at because it's all Hoods.
For sure, yeah.
So I'm the only Hispanic there.
Oh, wow.
There'll be times where I'm the only Hispanic there and it's all black people.
Mm-hmm.
I still do my job accordingly because it's what I wanted to do. It never took me off my determination of what I wanted to do, And security, one thing about it, the first thing you gotta eliminate yourself is fear. Fear is present and fear is prevalent. It's never gonna leave your mind.
Yeah.
Of the possibility of something happening. But when you do security, you have to erase that from your mind and still engage.
Yeah.
So I'm used to these type of situations prior to my incarceration. I can see trouble coming. I can read it, I can smell it, I can tell body language before it comes. So I'm already had a step forward, what I want to do, when I want to engage in because I already, kind of experienced it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
From living around, killers, living around people that was, that were, living a life of darkness.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be on your toes, so I got really good at that. So it's something, security, it was something that I would engage in, to tie the knot, my future.
Yeah.
So.
next thing you know, we bump heads, bro. And I kind of knew the knowledge he had and he kind of respected the knowledge I had. And we're like, what do you think if we start on shit? You're down to put the energy for it?
Yeah.
And we both stopped what we were doing, like Plexus. Full to the moon. And then
how did that come about? Plexus, like the name.
You know about the central nervous system, right?
Not really.
Okay, the central nervous system is like a collective unit of nerves, that comes from the oxyodendrite. The oxyodendrite is in the back of the brain. It's shaped like a tree.
Okay.
You see what I mean? It's kind of like shaped like a tree. So it's a nerve, that connects all, the oxyodendrite, different type of, mechanisms in the brain,
Yeah.
So it's like really, basically it's a central nervous system.
That's what Plexus
is. It's a system of collective units
Yeah.
to put people, energy forth together. So I created said Plexus. I drew it out right before I got out. I thought about it. I meditated on it, and I make it happen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Created a logo, messed around for a little bit on what we thought it was gonna work.
That's dope, yeah.
Next thing you know, we put it to play, bro, and we started training. Started looking up places, academies, security training. We've been all over the world now, bro. Guatemala, Germany.
Going to different
training
training things.
And recruiting. The one thing we do is we try to always kill two birds with one stone. So as soon as we got the last tour in Rosalia, I started looking up people in the industry. I sent him a guy. What do you think of this guy in Italy? He has a look. We don't also want to hire anyone who has a resume, right? But we also want to look. The whole point of Plexus is
what kind of look do you have to have?
An aggressive look.
Aggressive.
An aggressive look. You have to have a certain height.
Be certain
that's
tall.
why I stay back.
If I was 2 inches taller.
What's your bench? What's your bench? Like you're benching 315. You can't get on Plexus.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh man! So you jumped the gun a little bit. We were gonna ask you. We wanted to ask you. You said Rosalia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know who that is.
Okay.
A big artist.
Yeah.
So how did you get such a big name like that? Protecting somebody like that.
You gotta penetrate a little bit. You gotta put yourself in there. Like people don't see the dirty work ever. The dirty work was when we first started and we wanted to do this. We're like, how do we even come about? You see a Lamborghini drive by us? What would I do?
Basically, we see any opportunity we had.
I would get down and give them a card.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who wanted the demographic that, okay, they might need security, which is high net worth families.
Mm-hmm.
That's where bread and butter is for security.
Yeah.
High net worth families, then come celebrities, then come these people. But high net worth families are the people who really behave as well as they know what the service they need. They need protection. They want their children to get safe to school and go out at night, and they'll hire the SUV people, the chauffeurs. They're organized. As well as celebrities, they're really good clients, but they're a little unorganized. That's where you come in and you got to work on your organization.
Okay.
Plan everything out for them. To whereas a high net worth family,
They're used to routine anyway, so they
the high net
need
worth
script.
family comes with a portfolio and they give it to you. This is what you need to do. Whereas in the celebrity comes in,
You
this is
give
what
it.
I want. Well, you figure out what you need to do.
So you would say celebrities are more challenging, protecting them for sure.
Well, the celebrities, you know, they you know, they have a signature look.
Yeah.
You know, the presentation, the characteristics, and plus they're famous people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a work. It's more of a challenge because you know when you walk with Rosalia, you have, you know, the fans, but they're little kids. You know, most of them are teenagers and, you know, young women, young men. You know, and you just can't, you know, act aggressive towards them because, you know, first of all, that won't look right for us, and second of all, you don't treat people like that.
Yeah,
For
You know, you show respect. You know, I don't care what age they are. You know, you just don't push people around just because, you know, you know what I mean?
Badge.
So it's like you still got to keep yourself under control while protecting, you know, the client at the same time, you know?
and that's
It's a
speaking on
balance,
the
for sure.
specific name you just mentioned, which is Rosalia, right?
Yeah.
But you got to learn the shift. You know, that was our first that's our second female celebrity.
Wow.
As to where you get a Gunna, right? For example, Gunna,
Yeah.
he wants aggressiveness. So he's got to turn the switch and get aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to as people like that, they don't. They want you,
Like,
you know.
let my fans know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm accessible.
Yeah.
I
So that
feel
was
you.
kind of
That's
what
what's up.
we. And some of the guys, so that's when they met JC and they had the interview with us. They interviewed other Plexus people. You know what I mean? So they liked the attributes he had, and he had chemistry with Rosalia. You know.
Yeah.
And if you want to ask
Because of the video.
Well, it's very important that you do.
Yeah.
It's very important that you do have chemistry with the person because the person right there, if you go into the life of the person
Yeah.
on behind the stage.
That's
See what I mean? And that's how she treats people. You see what I mean? Determines her character as well. So you pay attention to those things.
For
You know
sure.
how to approach the person, you know? Some people don't want to be bothered, so you don't. You keep your distance, but at the same time maintaining and doing your job.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
And to add on that, people's character, when we was doing that video for Rosalia, like I noticed that she was like normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? You expect certain things from somebody, you see them and shit.
Yeah.
She was like the one trying to help and like, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, I was kind of turned on by that shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just how respectful it was.
Same way, I could agree with you, but that's why she's where she's at.
Yeah.
I really got to see the behind the scenes as well, luckily, because they needed both of us when we went on tour.
Yeah.
But when I saw the behind the scenes and her work ethic, now you understand why she's where she's at. She's outworking the other people in the industry.
Yeah.
She's doing the work herself. Like, go practices her voice every day. Every day she dedicates an hour to perfect that voice.
Wow. She be singing, boy.
Dancing, voice, everything.
And I saw like, what's tour life like?
Tour life is wonderful.
Yeah, it's everything's what I always say is about perspective, bro.
Yeah.
Once you're in different shoes, bro. Once you go to different countries, you get a better perspective on how you do things. Well, if you can be on tour, bro. If anyone gets the opportunity to go on tour with someone, do it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's wonderful, but at the same time, you know you got a job to do. So it's like you gotta keep it neutral.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You have a good
Enjoy,
time.
but like, you know.
Yeah. Have a balance too,
Business,
man.
When you guys travel, how big of a team do you take out?
Depends on the request.
The request.
We had a situation where in Portugal, there was an issue, right, to where we needed more. So what do you do in that situation? If you don't, you call an in-house company.
Okay.
So you contact security at the country you're in.
I got you.
And you work around that.
So you know what, boss man? You know, I want to add something, you know, pseudo between us, man. You know, it don't matter. You know, Napoleon was like your height. Napoleon was like 5'5", 5'4".
Yeah,
I might be correct.
Yeah.
But you know, Napoleon, you know, he ran the whole country.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He got out of prison,
Brain.
got out, and then went back again and ran the country again.
Mhm.
So it's really not about size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about what you can do as a man. You know, your presentation.
Of course. And that's why if you want to work with Plexus, we have a role.
Yeah.
You could be on the intelligence team,
Intelligence.
which is where we found success. Which is where you can collide and bring something to the table. You know, like
Definitely.
if you're not bringing this, then bring something else. You know,
Gotcha. What are the duties for the intelligence team?
it's
Say.
blueprints, avoiding already. Like let's say if you know a client's gonna go to Komodo, right?
Yeah.
Before study Komodo, you know,
Okay.
present like whoever's gonna be if it's Manny or if it's Kevin going,
Mhm.
he's the one that's gonna go handle the client. Present him like all the exits beforehand.
Gotcha.
Tell
Makes
him
sense.
like who's gonna be the driver. Tell him what time to what time they want to be at. Tell him history of the client so he knows what to say and what not to say.
Scope out the
Because
area.
sometimes they will ask him questions. You get me? And so he needs to know how how to respond and what to do, what's their preference.
What was my last song I released? You imagine?
You gotta know, man. You never know with these people.
Yeah.
But going back, we fast forwarded on when you asked how we landed that client.
Yeah.
But I went back to saying how we had to do the dirty work first. You know, put ourselves out there, do everything we can to get our first client. You remember Brett? What we did with Brett? Brett's the owner of Prestige Imports.
In Miami, Miami, yeah.
We went to them. We went to them as well. We got
You just gave out
kind of involved. Yeah,
What's
so
up?
you
That's
don't
what we do,
stop.
you know? That's what
We
we do.
knocked on his door, And the first time we met him was in the parking
You guys
lot
got business cards on deck?
of Houston's.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass them out here in the building. There's a lot of high-end people that live in this building.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. We'll have some on deck ready for you to go.
Sure.
And we got fresh ones.
Fresh food.
And so we had a connection, and that works in the film industry. So I was able to sign a contract with them and saying every time you have an artist and you need security, it's us. You know.
Wow.
So once we
And
did
that was your boy who produces, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Marco Sroka.
Marco.
Big love for you, bro.
His mom's
Big love.
dope. His
mom's the coolest person, bro. And what's even cooler about her is that she supported us a lot. You know,
She talked a big game about
So
it.
I got another question. When starting a security company, do you need to have a lot of licenses?
Yeah.
Permit. It is,
permits.
but that comes as it goes.
Okay.
Figure that out. So you got to pay that, obviously, right? So figure out how you're going to generate your private clients first. Figure out a niche. There's different niches. I worked for a company that was great. I had great experiences. I'm not going to mention the name of it, but they dedicated more to residential security. So what did that show us? We didn't want to do that. We could go on. The Plexus could be in certain residentials.
Like little buildings here, doing security for buildings, right?
Yeah, for our preference, it wasn't worth the stress. You know, it's cool if that's your formula. There's money in that.
Okay.
There's money in that. But our mentality was we just wanted a slice of the pie of the executive industry.
Gotcha.
You know?
Makes sense.
The executive industry is
where it's
is
at.
where we're at. Where we're at. You know, we want to stay there.
And what do you mean by executive? Like what
executive,
is executive?
as in staying to private families, private clientele, private events. You got yachts. You got certain occasions we can cater. Private investigators, chauffeurs. You know, all that stuff. The executive lifestyle, almost. You know. So you compare that out. You can hire us to get an SUV, right, with a bodyguard or without a bodyguard.
Yeah.
You know, we can cater to whatever you want. You request it. To whereas when you're with a residential contract, you gotta follow the rules. You know, of what they want. You gotta follow their pay. Where executive is higher.
So what is the baseline pay? Like, or can you say?
Yeah, I could talk about the average. Right?
The average.
The average. So you go to work as a residential security guard, you're looking at 9 to 11 the hour, right?
Yeah.
You work a couple of years, you're able to move up to where I was at 1750 as an account manager. You work your way up. I was director of security for a company, and you go on a little bit by little.
Yeah.
But where you finish there is where you start in our industry.
Yeah.
Where you finish there at 20, maybe 25 the hour, you start in the executive industry.
Yeah.
That's the start pay is 25 the hour, all the way up to 150 the hour. You know, and then you work your way up depending on contracts. Like the bigger the gigs for celebrities,
tours,
the bigger the pay. But there's insurance. So we were lucky after he finished everything he had to go through his life and time went on, we were able to get his paperwork right. We were able to get Plexus paperwork right. We were able to get proper licensing. We were able to get all that stuff.
All that
But it came with time. It came with patience. Sometimes we were like unsure, like fuck, are we really gonna be able to do this?
Yeah.
You know? And next thing you know, we were. And because you still pick at it, when a big client comes, you're ready. Here's everything you need. Boom. You know?
So basically, this ain't nothing for you. I mean, because I can imagine.
To tell you the truth, you know, a lot of people, you know, they judge, and I understand.
For sure,
I understand that people are going to judge to protect themselves, to protect their fellow people around them. You know, so you know, they always say, people say, oh, you know, only God can judge. Nonsense. You know what I mean? You know, people, you know, they misquote the Bible. You know, everybody judges. You know, to come to a final conclusion. You know, if I'm first coming into your apartment right now, you know, to do a podcast, you're gonna judge off top, right? The way we look, you know, saying our body language, you know, our presentation, right? Like I said, our presentation. So, you know, basically, you know, people judge until they see me work.
Yeah.
When they see me work, my work speaks for itself.
It does, yeah.
And see and that's something I learned a lot too, and we clicked on. I've seen being next to him different countries, different people, they see a tattoo on his face, right? Some people like get scared. Some people look at him a certain way. To whereas, you know, when you click is when you don't judge a book by its cover, obviously, but you don't judge a man by what tattoos he has.
Yeah.
And Maritata was one of the best people. When as soon as she saw JC, she knew he was a good guy. Maritata, which is Marco's mom. I already thought you knew her name. You said Mari. Yeah. No, it's one of the things I love about that woman, man. Is she's been a supporter and she's been good to JC. She opened up her arms to both of us.
That's what's
So a lot of credit to her. But back to what you were saying though.
Well, like, you know, what he was saying, he said, yeah, because, you know, if you believe, man, you know what I'm saying, you got people that open. If you really want to help yourself, people are going to help you out, man.
Yeah.
Because you really want for yourself. You know, you're not bullshit. You're not coming to people with the bullshit and the faking shit.
Yeah.
You know, if you really want it, people know you want it, they're going to open the doors here. They're going to give you things.
Yeah.
Because you want it.
Put the,
you know what I'm saying? It's a good investment.
forward,
It's a good investment. In a human being that wants something out of life. You know what I mean? So that's what it was. That's what it was for me. This is what I wanted. And I took it and we went after. Of course, it took a million no's before you get one yeah. You know what I mean? And then when you get that one yeah, you perform to the best of your abilities. You know, and that's why, you know, I believe, you know, that that, you know, defines me as a man, like it should every man, you know, to put forth my energy. And that energy I put forth, it makes a difference between everybody else. You know, because, you know, everybody has their own story. You know, this is the way I present mine.
Yeah.
He's a prime example of that.
Yeah.
And I'm a prime believer in when you choose a lane, try to perfect that lane. Because I used to be wanting to be a jack of all trades. You know, I wanted to be so good at everything. I had that.
Yeah.
Until I slowed down. And I'm like, all right, let's make Plexus our focus for now. But I have bigger goals. I still have other goals. You know, I have other goals around the security industry. This is where I'm at right now. This is where we're at. But we want to expand into other industries too. But you can't do that until, you know, you get some goals, hit them, and then move on. And that's a problem a lot of people have. You know,
we jump from
and when you do that though, people will recognize that. When he had that first encounter with Rosalia, all the practice we put, everything we've done, she recognized that behavior. I want you. Basically what she said.
Yeah.
You with me.
So what, did she give you guys like an interview or?
She got her.
Well, basically she said, you know, she sends her assistant.
Yeah.
You know, and then
that's how they work.
And then they, you know, they deal with the, you know, the domestic issues, whatever the kind of business they got going on. We work it out and then we go from there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
You know, and then I present myself.
Yeah.
Because now I got to get to their assistance. It's all about her help. And any organization, and any person you bodyguard, their help around, their staff is the one you got to get along with. Not Rosalia, their staff.
Their staff.
Yeah, and the
especially I ain't gonna lie, the staff was there was a little like rude. I ain't gonna lie, it was a little.
Huh?
It was a little rude.
Yeah, of course, and that's something I would.
But I was expecting the star to be rude and the staff to be nice.
That's what you expect, right?
The star was the nicest one.
Yeah.
And the staff was
it'll still be that way. It'll still be that way.
Yeah, it's an industry. You have people that are going to defend their throne.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because they play their positions to the fullest. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you got to get through. It's like you got to tear away the layers of people, you know, to let down their guard a little bit and say, look, you know, this guy means business.
Yeah.
You know,
you can be comfortable.
You can comfortable. You can chill out. You know.
Yeah. I saw a video that she posted that you're like he's like in a couple of her reels or some shit while she's on tour. Yeah. And she's like, oh, this is tour life on the bus. Like she has her studio in the back. Yeah. She's recording. She like made a sandwich and like she cut a piece and gave it to him. He's like, thank you.
I know. He's like, I know which one you're talking about. That video got 43 million views. It's insane. The
you imagine that shit?
That she has on
I'm not even thinking about it. I just took the sandwich. She's
she's over here like content creator.
You know, I'm a big dude that like to eat, so I'm like, okay, let me get it. I'll take it.
You see the Plexus food bill, bro, is with the guys we all love to eat, man.
Yeah, y'all boys eat.
But that moment it's a moment that shows you too that they welcome when they have that trust. You know, that's something that goes deep with him is that I've seen it, how they welcome into their personal life. And you gotta
that's really what I do it for, you know? You know, because I know that I know how it is.
Yeah.
I know I've seen people, you know, where they hurt people and they abuse people and stuff like that. You know, it's like even if you know, like a big boy from Outkast, he said one thing that makes sense. It starts from your corner. It starts from where you're at. You know, if you make a difference, then go ahead and do so. You know, you see what I mean? If you have a position, do it. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. I try to make people feel as comfortable as possible wherever they go, without being, make themselves feel guilty or, of wanting that.
Yeah.
If you're a celebrity, you want to feel comfortable in wanting that, where you're comfortable around, your family's comfortable around, Yeah, I'm not going to name certain celebrities, but I've seen, their kids come up to me.
Yeah.
And they give me compliments.
We could name that one just for the podcast. That was Gente de Zona's family.
Gente
de Zona was good to us.
Y'all know who that is?
Gente de Zona?
Yeah.
Anyone here knows who that is?
I don't think I know who that is.
No,
Oh, no, I know who that is.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
That sounds fire. What's it like recording though? Because they're a group, right?
They're two people, right?
So what's it like with two people compared to like one? You know what I'm saying? Like
it's that situation is a little bit picky because when you work with a group,
yeah,
you're with a specific one.
Okay.
So he was more with Alexander.
Okay.
So Alexander welcomed him to his family, and that's the kid he's talking about, rather than Randy. Randy's cool peeps, we love him, nice guy, but he was more shifted on Alexander.
Okay, that's what's up. I figured it would be like
not because he's more important or anything, just because he's the one that wanted security around him and wanted us.
The other guy was more like
more chill. So I got a question. How would a high-end individual contact you? They just call you. You guys have an assistant.
We do that.
Email.
I have someone who helps us, and I check the emails too. But we like to work more at this point by reference.
Okay.
Like recommendations, Obviously, if we have a new client, you can find us on Instagram, same for Plexus, or if you see our cards around or you recommend them. Mm-hmm. But we're kind of tired of dealing with a certain type of person that's causes stress. So if you recommend us someone, we go by your word, and it's worked out that way perfect.
Yeah.
But we welcome all new clients. Just don't give our guys and put them in places where they don't want to be in.
Here's the issue. Really, I don't really care because I don't really think about that.
Yeah.
So when I'm working, I'm working. If you're a hothead and when you drink, you don't know how to act, then you put both of us in jeopardy.
Yeah.
See what I mean? But the thing is, I'm not going to care about that because I'm going to do my job to the fullest. That means if you're drunk or not, whether you started or not, I'm still going to protect you.
Yeah.
You still put me in a position, but I'm still going to protect you because that's my job.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? But I won't deal with you no more.
And obviously, if the price is there,
I'll protect you the whole night. I don't care what you go through. A shootout, a freaking stab you. I don't care what you go through. You know what I mean? But that's it.
That's the last
night. And then to add to that, just because we don't have to mention any names, we had a group of high net worth individuals, right? And they put the guys in a situation where they wanted to fight the other bodyguards. So that all of a sudden, when you have a bodyguard, now you feel some type of way. Yeah. So now you feel some type of way. You feel like you could do something else. So they get in front, they try to fight the other bodyguards, and you're asking for trouble there, man.
Yeah.
Especially when they're trained bodyguards, like you don't have to put those people in those shoes. So that's just kind of one reference when I mentioned that,
So
if you're that type of individual,
high risk clients or
high risk clients will cost more. Insurance is more,
Wow. Have you ever denied like somebody trying to get work?
Dude,
that boy denied 6'9".
That's what I was thinking about. What if like 6'9" needed your service? Would you like?
Look, I'll tell him like that. I'll tell him what we do and a price.
He would definitely be fucking a lot.
There is a price because you gotta understand when you're dealing with 6'9", there's no difference of when you're hiring us. Your life's gonna be protected. Mm-hmm. His job was to protect Rosalia's life, Rosalia's safety. Mm-hmm. So think about what the behind the scenes of that is, the insurances, the things you have to be ready for. Yeah. You gotta put a price to it if you're gonna.
It's all about timing.
Yeah.
You gotta be on time. If you have a celebrity, not Rosalia, any celebrity, and you say I'm gonna be there at 12 o'clock. That means you gotta be there at 11 o'clock. Make sure all the exits are right. I'm sure other security know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All the exits are right. You gotta talk to the different staff members, that know the building, know the area, know the whole area. Even the street outside. The getaway, just in case something goes down, I want the van parked right here, what's up, you can get out. You gotta plan from A to Z. That means no gaps in your plan.
Back there.
Mm-hmm. It's a major factor.
You gotta make those calls. You gotta contact security at the hotel. You gotta contact Luvion. Is that how do you pronounce this?
Called Luvion.
Security here. Hey, do you have a back door? Or do you have a back entrance? Mm. Just in case there's a crowd right there. And
you worked with me before. You know how it goes.
And so when you ask me about like this, is there a specific genre? I joke about benching 315 and being a certain look because the rest matters. We want a family who wants to be in this industry.
Yeah.
Like we don't want people who, okay, I'm just gonna go for the pay. There is good pay, but we don't want those type of people who, hey, let me work for Plexus because I want to make a quick buck. No, we gotta check you out. We want to see that you're a good person too. You know, we want to feel like a family with every single Plexus member.
So I'm sure everybody from Dade County knows what I'm talking about. So we got to take them to trial.
Dade County.
Take them to trial. That means we got to put you through the trial system. You know, we got to check your hands. You see, you got to win. You ain't got no win, bro. Listen, we got to work on that.
Win,
you know, to get it in. Cardio. You know, me and this dude, they do biking marathons, man. We go to freaking Ironmans.
That boy be doing like 100 miles and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
I did 100 miles yesterday. With a 4 mile ride.
And after that, he jumps in the ocean and goes to swimming when he does the 100 miles.
Yeah.
So
But that's
you gotta
what
be real.
You gotta be on point with everything, huh?
Everything.
And
you know?
anywhere you go, the best training for any security, if you have the option to go, is in Israel. You know, they have some of the best training for private security, right?
Wow.
And so what they do is they take you once a week and they take you on a march to the mountains and make sure you're fit. Even if you're busy with the whole family, there's a specific date every week where all the securities have to come together and they train. Obviously, there's always someone on job with a family, but you gotta train, bro. You know, your physical also needs to be right.
That's right. That's right. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm useless. I'm useless if I don't train. I'm useless.
Yeah.
Any man. If you know what I'm saying. I mean, you know, this is the old saying. You know, you train, you bleed less in war.
And
that's it. And it's like, you know, when you know, you confide in me. You confide in me with your life. You know, let's say you got your children. You work with your children. I can't be slacking. My wind's gotta be right. My hands gotta be right. Everything's gotta be right. Because your child's safety is in my hands, man. And I take that seriously. Yeah. You know, our shooting's gotta be right. Everything's on point.
You're drawing everything.
You know what I mean? So I get a fake, you know how it is. You know, I'm sure you guys know. I watch YouTube videos on this Navy SEAL, a couple of Navy SEAls, how to pull out game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How to appendix carry. You know, what kind of laws, man, it is on Florida laws, Florida statute laws on conceal and carry.
Mm-hmm. And that's
what's
behind it.
It's all it takes. You gotta study.
Yeah.
It didn't affect me. It just could have saved us a lot of money because you've been paying for all these licenses.
And now
you don't gotta pay the fine that you do for
hire any mojo from the street.
but see, that's the homework you do. Like those are the details you gotta do before you go train. Let's say you're gonna go see an instructor, right? And we sent you from Plexus, like, hey, look, go train. Cool. We know you don't know, but do your homework beforehand. Like, watch those videos, do everything. So when you go and they're like, the guy from Plexus came in, he was actually the coolest. No, but you're representing the shirt. You know, and I know you've seen people who misrepresent the shirt.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I told my buddy, I said, don't come wear that shirt. And you do some whole ass shit like that. Yeah. And then making Plexus look bad, I'll bang your ass up. Man. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, bro.
Yeah. So it is how it is. We have a fine line, brother. When you put on the Plexus shirt and we gave you the green light, you know that's it.
Shit's on.
You can't make us.
I ain't gonna lie, you feel like very like official, like some embarrassing, like
But we've worked on that. That's what we want you to feel. We want you to feel official. That's how we want to feel. That's why we ended up getting the clients we do. You know, it started with one, and it was a ripple effect. You know, it started with Gente, Zona, and Becky G. It's like a domino effect.
Yeah,
gotcha. How do you guys plan on growing the business? You know. Is there more growth?
That's a good question. Yeah, there is. We kind of want to expand more internationally. You know, when we went to Europe, we were inspired. Yeah. We contacted some people in Europe, and we'd like to travel more with that aspect. You know.
Yeah, when we went to London, we were in Brussels, and I was walking around the hoods in Brussels, all the freaking bars, the areas. I go talk to security over there, the bouncers. Yeah. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? And I want to breathe in the vibe, breathe in the energy. What kind of energy they got to bring forth? And so you gotta get really into the nitty gritty of security. If you really want to do security, bro, it's not just I'm gonna do security. I'm gonna stand at the door and that's it. Sometimes when I walk into these places, they got the security in these places. You know, I don't like to downgrade nobody. Everybody got their stuff. You know, I'm not really like that. You know, I'm me. You're you. You know what I mean? I have my style. You have your style. You see what I mean? But if you go to a spot and you have these clubs, and these contractors, security contractors, they hire these people, and they're this big, 130 pounds soaking wet. What they gonna stop?
Nothing.
They're not gonna stop. They're gonna just bulldoze and get them out the way. You see what I'm saying? So I know that that presence matters in security. But I've been in situations, you got the biggest dudes, and we bumping in the middle, in Cameo Theater in Miami Beach. We bumping in the middle of the thing, I'm breaking shit up, and you got this big dude scared. And he's a big dude. So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I learned that adding on top of that
that's what it takes time.
Bro, some of these guys
it takes time.
That are gonna back up and
that's what we don't hire. Listen, excuse me. That's what we don't hire just to hire.
Yeah.
It takes time for us to hire. Take them to trial. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So it's just not just, oh, you're hired. Yeah, buddy, you're my buddy. No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's go grapple. Let's go roll. Let's go do this. Let's go boom. I got gloves right here. Boom. Let's go see what you got. You know what I'm saying? That's it. If you can pass, let's go for a run. Now we gotta go through him. We gotta go for a run now. We gotta go for a swim. See what's going on.
Training coach,
and we have a Krav Maga coach.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know. Are you aware of that?
What is Krav Maga?
Krav Maga is a special forces type of martial arts that they do in Israeli. So that's when you learn that size doesn't matter. How to disarm someone.
So I got another question. Do you guys do any type of mental tests as well besides just like actual?
Yeah, I remember to cut you. My bad, cut you off. I remember when we did Komodo. You were like, how many exits are in here?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. We do surveillance.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do always surveillance. I don't care how I could be fresh dressed. I don't care. Incognito. There'll be times where I'm incognito. I'm just like you. Dope.
Yeah.
I'm coming through. But at the same time, I'm still gonna check the exits.
For sure.
I'm still gonna check. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a security. Working security so much with him, it's just automatically.
Yeah.
As I go with friends, I'll be like, yeah, and then they'll be like, what you doing, bro? What you checking? I say, who? That's the way it is. You should do the same thing, man, everywhere you go.
True.
Anybody, I recommend anybody always do this, especially when you're family.
Yeah, when you're with family.
Yeah, you always got to check the exits. You as a leader, as a father, you're supposed to do all that anyway.
Wow. Gem. Drop the
You're
gem.
supposed to do all that anyway, especially you walking with your family. You're supposed to conquer your surroundings.
Yeah.
That means exits, that means everything.
And that kind of wears off. I realized it with myself when I try to go on dates, and sometimes I catch myself being, this girl will ask me, like, why do you choose that corner table? And I'm specifically asking for that when it's closest to the door. Why do you have to sit that way?
Your back is
so I caught myself doing that, and it's just a habit now. You catch yourself doing that.
Every time me and him go for dinners. Me and him go for dinners. We do the same thing.
Yeah.
He gets a corner table. We can watch the whole room. You see what I mean? I sit on this side, he sits on that side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always tell him I want to sit on the side where I can see the whole room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's why you practice the stances that I would tell you. But going back to two questions you got asked, the last question that you asked was
the mental.
We're not going to speak on it so much. We're not going to give it away, but we do.
Okay.
So you'll notice that if you're going to prepare to handle a celebrity, let's say he's busy handling someone else and we need to put you in Rosalia, you're gonna see the mental test. And if you
the reason I'm laughing though is like the test, no disrespect to Rosalia, like don't try to fuck her. You know what I'm saying? So what if that does happen though? What if she tries to throw that ass on you?
Well, if sometimes it could be anybody.
It can happen.
No, of course.
And it happens, probably more with the groupies.
Yeah.
Than with the actual client. You know what I mean? But really to tell you the truth, of course. I mean, you're a man. You look.
Yeah.
She's you. Of course. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you have a job to do.
Of course. Yeah.
At the end, you have a job to do, and you can't. That's gonna come. That always comes. Especially you're a man of substance. That's gonna come anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not really, looking at, how fat Rosalia's ass is, what I'm saying? If she's a beautiful woman, of course, but not really.
But coming down to that, I'll think it's more of the client base, if it's celebrities and it's people who you're eating off of consistently, then yeah. But we also have a Plexus rule, if it's a one-time client, a high net worth individual, she's a lady, she's gonna throw that ass on you, we won't tell you, hey, don't, you can do it, but consent, And we also like communication, hey, this is gonna go down, just in case, and you get all the forms right, you get everything.
Yeah.
If they make you sign an NDA on it, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we
You imagine
have
that?
people.
Like, I'm gonna let you hit. Just like here, sign this first.
And we've been in a similar situation.
Yeah.
With some private clients.
Nice.
So
Okay.
NDAs, but we had
No more. No, we can't talk about it no more. NDA. Fucking damn, that's dope as fuck, man. Appreciate you guys coming and sharing this stuff with us,
no
man.
problem.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and your questions leave me thinking like the way you asked, how would we like to grow our business if we have any plans? It would just be to find more like-minded individuals, who are passionate, who we can trust. If when we're not here, they can handle and take care of the home,
Yeah.
Because we do have plans to travel and we have other business plans as well. So eventually, when we move on to that, we kind of want to leave Plexus in good hands. Maybe in the future, maybe not now, but definitely people who know and are willing to train and have the same passion we have, do the dirty work, do what needs to be done. There's uncomfortable times, man. We've had them that will test you.
Yeah.
I've been broken, and so has he.
Yeah.
But it makes you stronger.
What do you mean by that?
By broken is that some gigs will stress you out so much you'll catch yourself not sleeping, you'll catch yourself not seeing your loved one, you'll catch yourself not living how you want to live.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you see the bigger image.
So one night, I'll mention one night, I go and do Kiki by the river.
Nice.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I go and I start, I do personal work from some rich Jewish kids. And one of the Jewish kids in there, we went out there for good, now we're having a good time. One of the kids, he had beef because with one of the guys there because they were doing some type of business transaction. And one of the guys gypped his father, one of the kid's father was protected for like $70,000.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So the guy was there. So the kid, he started drinking, He was kind of afraid, to make a move, So I was like, yo, if you're gonna, like I said, situation about, I'm not, that day I learned my lesson about just doing personal security just for anybody.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So he went there with a grudge on his shoulder. And when you drink, it intensifies the grudge. It intensifies the grudge. Because you're drinking, you start to drink with that in your mind.
Spirits kick in.
Yeah, exactly. So when he started, and then it started like, escalating, So the guy's friends came, and stuff. Obviously I was still going to do my job, So I had to step down to all the dudes. What's up? What y'all want to do? If you ain't ready to take it down, what's good? You know what I mean? No, we don't want no problem with the kid. I said I had to calm the kid down. Then the kid's friends wanted to jump in. I had to calm their ass down, So I'm having to, grab these kids and calm them down. Then I got to go and I look bad in front of the owners. The other security came. I almost got into a fight with them because they tried to, defuse and want to put their hands on me. And I grabbed his hand and I put it down like that. Saying, you got me fucked up, nigga. And then, we were going to bump.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. So
that day, boom, I de-escalated all that. Using my head, I de-escalated all that. You know what I mean? I grabbed him when we left. When we left, I had a security shirt on. I wore a certain security shirt that you sweat a lot on, because you always, the Miami life, the nightlife, it's hot as fuck in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So at nighttime, it's like,
get packed.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a special security shirt when tú sudas, you sweat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It absorbs the sweat, it cools you off at the same time.
Okay.
I grabbed that shirt that night because I made many mistakes doing security that night. Many points came across me, that I did, when it came to a crowd that was going to fight. And I really couldn't, I really didn't protect my client to the best of my abilities, even though we got out of there.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
What were some of the points?
The points is, I did, close off the pattern like I'm supposed to, in security is a 3-point stance.
Okay.
You see what I mean? And I closed off the pattern and he got, and he got it to my client, you know what I mean? And he was able to grab my client. That's why when I put the elbow to when he grabbed my client, I put my elbow right in his throat and I pulled him down. Yeah. You see what I mean? But I didn't have to go there. You see what I mean? It could have been avoided.
Yeah.
But you see what I mean? So that night I burned that security shirt. I took the security shirt off and I burned it. I took whatever pay was good, I took it and I didn't complain about the pay because I wasn't worth that night.
Wow.
You see what I mean? So I taught myself a lesson that night. Yeah. I taught myself to turn up on my skills. That means surveillance, looking at YouTube, like I said, other, top-notch security companies. Yeah. So that's the way life is. You got to make mistakes in order to grow, and that's what it is. Ever since when I burned a jersey, I think it was on that time we met around that time. And that's when we took off with Plexus too.
Yeah.
That was one of my main reasons.
Life works,
Yeah.
You know, you're like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do it. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put all my full, you know, not lollygagging, not bullshit. And then I also learned another thing that night. You know, you gotta be wise when you pick your clients. But at the same time, the clients only pick you, you pick them. You know, and that's where you calibrate on a bond. It could be for 7 hours, it could be for 8 hours, but at the same time, I know your personal life already. So we got some kind of bond because I'm protecting you. We may go to your mom's house, we may go to your kid's house, you may go to your baby mama's house. Yeah. But I'm right there with the pistol, or I'm right there, you know, whatever it may be. I got brass knuckles, pistol, knife, whatever kind of protection you need. You see what I mean? So
when you mentioned spirits kick in, you said you believe that with the spirits and alcohol?
When you get drunk, the evil spirits kick in. That's why alcohol is called spirits.
Yeah, I know, because we also were taught that in overseas. Each different alcohol brings out a different spirit.
Really?
And if you become aware of it, I became aware of it. I realized whiskey gets me aggressive, right? Wow. But it's also on a certain spirit. They taught us this, but obviously it's your choice to believe it, that you have inside of you. So if you have like a little bit of anger, that whiskey's gonna bring out that anger spirit. If you have a little bit of something grudge, the tequila's gonna bring out the grudge. Or you have like pain you haven't dealt with, like sadness, the tequila's gonna make you cry. Mm-hmm. So that's why sometimes you see so much emotion around liquor, you know. So that's why after that I become more aware, and so you become more. You know, I'll stick to beer and wine sometimes now, celebratory or once here I'll try that. But I
so beer is better; it just has more calories.
Beer and wine are better, you know, and then tequila would be the third, you know, on that. But it just depends on your stance, you know. Yeah. You gotta also work. What we do is work a lot on the mentals, you know, where you at mentally in your life. You know, you gotta be okay with that. Like that sign says, you gotta be calm with depression. You know, that's big on security.
You know, and the spiritual aspect could be, you know, body language and all, you know, psychological warfare too. You know, how, you know, you gotta study all that.
Yeah. You realize how the books was the first thing
he noticed. You know, I like to read a lot, so I read and I stay in tune. You know, I just don't like to be tell you and then talk out of my ass just to talk. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know what I'm talking about.
Like one of the first books we tell you when we want you to continue working with us is The Art of War.
I was just gonna ask, did you guys read that? I think you quoted something from The Art of War.
I read it twice. That book, you can read it every day and reread it. And just tell you
these books I had in my arsenal when I was in there.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, I would have in my cell, my jail cell.
Good fucking books.
Yeah, I know. I had my jail cell. That's all I had. I would work out. I would roll my mat up, tie my mat, and start doing combinations, and then and read, work out, read.
Was it? But the power book, they don't allow that in prison, right?
Well, it was banned a lot, but we'll rip off the covers, and we'll paste something else on there. So when they do a shakedown, they won't see it's 48 laws of power. Wow. Because you're thinking you run that game on them. You see what I mean?
Sure.
Even the art of seduction.
Test your skills.
Even the art of seduction. You know, in the art of seduction, you know, there's power in that. Yeah. You can pull a female officer. Yeah. And the female officer could create a gateway for your escape. Wow. You see what I mean? So they ban these books just for that. They don't ban them for no reason. You see what I mean? You can learn the game of psychology and you can use it on females because there's females that work in the prison system as well. Yeah. You see what I mean? So they know what they're doing when they ban these books. Yeah, for sure. You see what I mean?
Just like in the real world.
Keep you low level. Exactly, low level.
Yeah. Right. But just like in real life too, there's certain things society doesn't want us to access. Yeah. You know, they don't want you to unlock the full potential.
Those chakras.
Those chakras, man. No, but you definitely have that, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. These are all prop books, though. Like no one's ever read these.
Only us, man. Only us. We're probably the first ones who have read some of these.
These.
I got a bad collection here of reading like halfway to stop.
Starting.
I do the same. A lot of people do. I've done. You know, so a lot of people we tend to we finish task halfway. Yeah. And then we get angry when the results don't come out. You know, say, well, damn, man, you ain't even finished.
Yeah,
exactly.
But see, that's when we put. We do a lot of mental work too and spiritual work, and that's a deep rooted issue. Mm-hmm. Because I had that. That you want to start something and you get it going, but you don't finish. Yeah. But you gotta take a look into why. There's always a root. So once you start following the route, and sometimes it can lead to your childhood. Like, what was it that was there something you didn't finish? You know, sometimes I've read stories to where it's because you never finished something you wanted to do. Like, you wanted to become a pro player at this, and you never got to finish it. So So that's where it was the root, you know. And if you understand that, you become okay with that. And you know, it starts with roots, man. So we do a lot of meditation too, a lot of meditation work.
What's up?
Yeah, we're gonna get you in one of our sessions next time, man. Book you in there.
You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely looking forward to fucking Krav Maga and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that shit, but I'm just
Yeah,
like,
nah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You're doing Dragon Ball Z stuff right there.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it took a lot for me to learn that, man. It took a lot for me to learn, you know, and then, you know, I have to like, you know, in the process of recidivism. Recidivism is, you know, like you just coming out and then, you know, you start again. It's like you coming into a new world.
Yeah.
You know, you dealing with all kind of different life minds or different minds, you know, in its entirety.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, doing security, that's what I did. I opened up myself to learn, you know, this world coming from that world, you know, what world did they, you know, and it's like, it's a beautiful journey, man.
It is.
You know, you just can't close yourself off to South Florida. You know what I mean? There's the whole world out there, man. You never know the opportunities that could present themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, doing with Rosalia, you know, we've been to countries and, you know, we tried things, man, you know, that, you know, the Christmas past, whatever it was.
Yeah, that's another thing too when it comes to, if you ask about certain things, is always seize the moment, you know?
Yeah.
Even when you're working and you get that one time free, you know, do your job and then seize the moment, be present, you know, and enjoy where you're at the time, you know?
Yeah.
And he got to get me off for that because, you know, I had an infectious desire to freaking keep like, you know, I would like, when Rosalia would be like, yo, I'm good for the night, I'm going to bed. You good? When I'm good, man, I go take off and start doing push-ups in the street 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
I can relax, I can chill, but it's like, you know, you gotta be like, yo, come on, bro, that's it. Stop with that shit, bro. Just chill out for a minute, bro. Relax. When I'm like, yo, hold on, let me finish. I got 3 more sets. You see what I mean? And then sit your ass down somewhere.
I'm like that too, you know? Once I get in the group, I don't want to stop. I want to become the best. And that's that commitment, but you also seize the moment where you're at, breathe, man, breathing.
Yeah, breathe.
Take it all in.
Take it all in. You know, you have to give me off that, you know, what's up, man? Hey, let's go. I said, man, hold on. You know, let me go do this right. Everywhere we went, we hit the gym. Everywhere we went, we're doing push-ups in the sauna. Everywhere we went, you know what I'm saying, we're challenging ourselves. We're not just laid back, oh shit, we're chilling, but we got the amenities of being Rosalia's bodyguards.
Yeah.
You know, because you have your amenities, you know, you have your freaking whatever you want to eat, you're chilling, you know, you're okay, but
you know the fun.
We're not doing that. We're just like, we're training, bro. We're
Yeah.
doing this and we're talking about what's the next one. We're talking about the other city, the other country we're gonna go to. Okay, when we get there, their loss.
Wow.
You see what I mean? What they expect, what they don't expect. You know what I mean? Because you just can't come into anybody's country and be like, oh,
Act like you're in the US.
Yeah. They're gonna laugh at you and say, yo, what you doing? Now, this is not the US. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's shit we have to get used to. But adding on top of that, the funniest factor in that is when we hit the gym, who was there? Rosalia.
She was in the gym?
Yeah. We'd bump into her at the gym. She'd be like, damn, these guys don't stop. But that's where I realized her work ethic, man.
Yeah.
Everything she's doing.
Grinding. That's why she's at the top.
See how it all ties in? You see what I'm saying? She's right there.
Yeah.
You know,
so she knows that, like, I got the right guys. They could be anywhere in the world right now. They're in fucking London or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they all in the gym.
And we're in the gym, and guess what? I don't say not one word to her.
Yeah.
She's working out training, I'm working out training. She sees me working out. Hey, Tyson, what's up? Okay, you good? I keep working out.
Yeah.
Ain't no rap, ain't no talking for what? Just get to work.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And when it's time for you to go out into the limelight, believe me, I'll be right there and ready and trained and ready. You know what I mean?
Looking good.
Yeah, and feeling good. You know what I'm saying?
You can see
I saw some photos, some paparazzi photos. He was looking good. I was like, hey.
We had to. That's basically our business part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to work around the paparazzis because in part of that NDA was not getting photos. You know, the paparazzi's my memory, but I couldn't get a personal photo either. It's part of the NDA. You know, you're walking, even if I'm shadowing and I was gonna whip my phone to get some content, boom, you got someone right there telling you no. Even if you're part of the security, you know, it's a rule too.
Right, the staff takes the phone. It could be a little female. It could be a little scrawny ass female.
We want her entourage.
But guess what? If once you go and try to, hey bitch, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, yo, what you doing? Yeah. See what I mean? She's part of my protection. Hey, what you doing now, bro? She told you no phones and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just talking overall, like overall.
Overall, like what do you situation? You know?
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that photo you saw was something that I could squeeze in. But there was some outfits that we scheduled for him, like when he was in London.
Yeah.
And we go down to that detail. You know, you gotta know what you're gonna cover up with. You gotta know everything.
You gotta look the part.
Yeah, you gotta look the part too, man. That's part of what we do. This guy we were on some Peaky Blinders outfits out there too, man.
Yeah. That's
the whole kids.
Blending with the times.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely out there, bro. Appreciate y'all boys being here. You got
any more questions?
Yeah. He's got a lot. He wants to ask a lot.
But sometimes it's easy here. I realize to get off subject, off the questions. You know,
Yeah.
We don't get to answer concrete, but sometimes that's the security response.
For sure, but no, y'all
Dude,
definitely did good.
we hit almost every question that I really.
Yeah,
we hit pretty much every question I had.
All right, that's a wrap now. But nah, so is Rosalia y'all biggest client right now? Like, the thing is, can you say
we?
Yes.
You don't want to say like
she's up there. She's up there, but she's not.
Yeah.
She's up there. She's a great client. She's one of our favorite clients.
Yeah.
She's big, but
she's gonna watch this, you know.
Yeah, I hope she does. Shout out. You know
what I'm saying?
We're here for you every step of the way.
Do you remember me? Do you remember? I made sure you were good.
She does. She has a good memory, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
She made eye contact with you. She'll remember.
Yeah, we definitely made eye contact.
You should ask her to come next, bro.
So did can I don't know if I can ask this,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because I was just, obviously, you guys protect Rosalia, so you see Rosalia news and shit on Instagram when you're searching her and stuff. Did the breakup, did that affect, did you guys have to like change up ways or anything like that?
Up security,
like,
maybe.
you know what I'm saying?
No, it made us realize a lot, but during that you just cater to their needs, man.
Yeah.
They'll tell you what to switch up, they'll tell you anything. It's not like there's gonna be a bigger threat. Respect Raul. Raul loves the woman, obviously.
For sure.
There's not gonna be any threat there on that side, but you just gotta look out for what they do.
More Raul, he gets a lot of attention too. So it's like Raul is like, when we tour around the city, U.S., I mean, everywhere he goes, it's like a mob of girls.
Yeah, and when they're together, how is that? Like,
well, yeah, it's cool.
Double. Are you saying with the fans?
Yeah,
it's double. It's one coming for her, one coming for him. One coming for her, one coming for him. In Boston, he was wearing a mask.
He's that big out there.
Yeah. It's like when he wears that mask, I know that night it's time to work.
First thing he does is get a photo of me and he squares up with Tyson. Like that. And he posted on his Instagram.
Good humor. You got good sense of humor and stuff.
I think we have it on ours. Back there. And Instagram is picky because it does help you get clients, right? But
you also don't want to post all that.
We can't. There's a lot of stuff we can't post. So sometimes it's frustrating. You're like, damn, I want to post this, I want to post that. The past, before, we haven't been able to post in like a year, and I'll squeeze them in sometimes, and sometimes I have taken a risk, because it's business, and it has helped us. The times I do post a photo, there's been another celebrity like, oh, you've worked with Yatra, oh, you've worked with Becky G, or you've worked with them, and then their managers will start hitting us up. That's kind of what they want to see. So when you see our Instagram, that's just our business card.
Yeah.
But that's like 10% of what we do. That's cool. You see that, but
what the NDAs allow.
Yeah. And also respecting private clients, even when there's no NDAs, you want to stay private.
Yeah, we always do.
Some of the things we tell everyone too is.
Believe me, I've seen a lot that and I'm not gonna say and plus I wouldn't want like any other anybody, nobody would like that.
Yeah.
To speak anybody's business. You know what I'm saying? So
social
it's like, especially
media as a weapon too, bro.
For sure.
Because even we have the benefit of working with PIs. So if you're a PI out there too and you want to work for us, we contract you. But they use Instagram. They use Instagram to see your story. So that's why I'll recommend you guys as a return of advice. When you're posting somewhere, we have the habit of, if I'm going for a run, right, and if you follow me personally, I'm gonna post my run. But don't post it at the time, And I tell it to my family members, everyone, if you're gonna post food, don't post it. Post when you leave. So I'll always post, even in my personal, the people get to see me when I leave.
Okay.
So whenever you see my story, I had already been done that. It's just for safety reasons, but all our clients do that as well.
Yeah. Shit, I'll be out there.
Because especially with Rosalia, she's gonna post where she eats, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, she's done it. We've seen it before where she posted somewhere.
She's like,
we had already left. We walked by the spot. Boom.
Wow.
loaded, you know, and so
That's power right there.
Yeah.
That's
It
fucking
is.
crazy.
It is, and I'm talking
But
especially in New
they're
York.
making it comfortable, you know. People are comfortable now knowing your every move,
Yeah.
you know.
Especially in New York, right? Especially in New York. When
How
it
was
comes
New
to-
York detail with her? That
Oh,
sure
that's turned
that's
up right
crazy.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. She goes sees friends.
But
you know,
I
it's a
say
whole
like
story,
when
you know what I mean?
we did the USA tour and then we did the European tour.
What was more difficult, USA or
Nah, Europe, bro.
Europe?
Europe is a
Different
whole other
laws.
ball.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Here, the cities were LA, Boston, and New York. Those were like the biggest, hardest ones. You got crazy fans in LA. You got a little more paparazzis and fans in New York.
Yeah.
Boston was a good fan base, but New York is crazy. Like you sometimes see these paparazzis, bro. They're relentless.
Yeah.
They do
Trying
their
to get that
job.
picture.
In my
Good
opinion,
job.
a paparazzi is a private investigator with a camera.
Yeah.
That's my opinion because I've seen these people. They're
out there.
slick. They're slick.
You see,
Yeah.
well, you see,
They're-
it's
they're
on TikTok. You see on TikTok, going through one of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like in,
We gotta find it.
in the
We'll
airport.
post this stuff.
That one
You can look it up on TikTok. I went and
What is it on TikTok?
I think
You have
it's-
to deep search.
Deep
You gotta go on
search.
the deep web.
How about the deep look? I'll do it. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But,
No, but this
Yeah,
just
we're
goes to show
definitely
you
going for
sometimes when they're up close, it shows you how to act. You know,
Yeah.
they'll bust your personal space. You know, and
So let's say you push somebody, well, not like just trying to hold them back and they
Yeah.
fall and they get hurt or something like that. Is there a precaution on that? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, of course.
Insurance or
Insurance.
You
That happened at Euro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some security guard down here in downtown Fort Lauderdale pushed somebody and the kid is in a coma now. He cracked his
He
head.
fell and freaking.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that kid was the one who caused the problem.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I'm saying?
We make sure you know of that before. We've had a scare situation with a guy who wasn't as trained, but you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
Just know your limits, man. Know your limits. If you're gonna be with, I think if you get to that level, sorry to cut you off. If you get to that level of being next to a celebrity, you are already pretty well trained. You know, I'm sure that's like a door security. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's
It
door
always-
security.
It always happens with those people.
Yeah.
They get
So-
have rage.
So to cut you off,
Yeah.
to let everybody know, I was pretty well trained then, so I was. You know what I'm saying? You remember Romeo Santos' security guy? His head security guy was like, you know what I'm saying, shorter than my boys, my short kings here. You know what I'm saying? And fucking, he was like well trained, like he knew
Was
his
he
shit.
buff?
Nah, he was like some regular dude, like just regular, like.
He probably knew like some type
You know?
of taekwondo or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's
He was
more
talking about
experience
all
on
that
that.
shit.
If you see a guy like that, he knows his Krav Maga, he knows
Yeah.
his techniques.
Yeah, he's been his personal
but
assistant for like
For like
he's been a
30
personal
years.
assistant for like more than 10 years.
Yeah.
But remember, when it comes to like what we said in certain scenarios, it's learning how to avoid. He knows how to get you out of the situation. Sometimes it's not about confrontation.
His mind
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
mine. And sometimes you gotta kind of also be an actor sometimes and play dumb. Oh, I don't want any problems in that. That's what you gotta do sometimes. And as a man, you gotta let go of your ego.
Yeah.
You know, let go of that ego. Cool. Let him feel like the bigger man. But you and your client home safe.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
You're
That's what
safe,
matters.
especially, and that's what's safe. Yeah.
For sure.
So that's another thing you gotta learn too. So that you'll find yourself in that confrontation. You'll find yourself in that moment. And in that moment, you play dumb, and if you gotta learn that. Let him take that dub for the night.
Yeah.
You know?
You got it, boss.
Yeah.
You got it.
You got it. And so that's sometimes life. And here in Miami, it's a tough one because everyone wants to be the big macho.
For
Everything.
sure. There's a verse in the Bible that says like, let God have the vengeance. You know what I'm saying? Never seek vengeance. Like the vengeance is His. So like whenever somebody like does, you know what I'm saying? That's how you should take it. So to wrap, bro, I wanted to say, what is something that you can say? You want to ask each of you to motivate somebody to be in the position you're in. Like say, somebody you did a stint, you feel me? And you were in college and you came out and you finished college. And what is something you could say for somebody to motivate to be in your position, and for somebody to be in your position? Because your background we didn't really say it, but you was in the military.
Yeah, I went to a military academy.
Yeah.
And from there on, I continued my training in security. In different places, and we're here where we're at. But what I would recommend is you gotta learn how to sacrifice, man. You gotta learn how to sacrifice things.
That's fair.
You gotta learn to where I've not lost some people, but I've cut a lot of ties to get to where we are today, and I'm okay with that.
but I did have to sacrifice weekends. I did have to sacrifice things I wanted to do for the time being. I did have to sacrifice seeing some friends and families. You know, you gotta really focus. Get into tunnel vision and be okay with that. Sometimes you're not gonna be able to party. You know, party afterwards, but focus on getting to where you're gonna be, and that's okay. Be at peace with that. You know, you're gonna miss out. I missed out on a lot of wharf nights. You know, who doesn't want to go out on a Friday night?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to enjoy themselves? But sacrifice yourself for a couple years, and it pays off long term. You're gonna do it, and it's gonna feel tough. Keep going, and until year 3, maybe year 5 for some people. But
Shit takes off.
yes, stay focused and pick something. Like I said, don't be a jack of all trades. On Instagram, it's easy to you want to learn something new, Like we said, you get halfway there.
Yeah.
No, figure out, get somewhere, and then choose your next thing. You know, we're here where we're at, and recognize that okay, you might be comfortable here, but don't let yourself get that. Set the next goal.
That's right.
And so that's the advice I could give. But it wasn't easy for us to land our first big clients, and it's not going to be easy for anyone.
Yeah.
There's no overnight success, man. All that Instagram is bullshit.
And it won't continue to be easy. It won't continue, but that's the thing is, well, you know, it wouldn't be worthwhile if it was.
Exactly.
So I'm not looking for easy. You know what I mean?
We really enjoyed those moments too, man. I really enjoyed what we were doing in the beginning too. I'd redo it all the way.
Yeah.
You know,
Person of interest. He's the brains, and I go out there, you know, and execute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's not that, you know, like he said, lay pride to the side. It's not like, you know, he's saying, oh, you know, a position. You know, we don't worry about that. But at the same time, you know, when I look at David Goggins and these people, you know, and the motivators, and he's running, and you know, it brings, you know, tears well up in my eyes, because, you know, that means it showed, you know, I've shown myself by looking in the mirror that I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? I'm doing something right, and I'm on the right path of doing something great. You know, it might not be great, you know, to somebody else, it might not, but it's great to me.
Yeah.
You know, and my circle, my surroundings.
Yeah.
You know, and the advice I want to give to any young man or any young lady that wants to thrive: don't give up. Don't give up being that person. You know what I mean? That your presentation, your character. Don't give up. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
that's one thing why we had so much chemistry is I'm able to be who I am. I don't gotta change myself up to like make myself a certain way for him, and neither does he. And you gotta understand, surround yourself with people who are okay with who you are. You don't gotta wear a cape or a hat.
Yeah.
I hate that, you know. So I chose to put myself in the situations where I was gonna be accepted for who I am. Now, I'm not gonna pull up somewhere where I need to wear a cape, and if I say something, I'm scared about how they're gonna judge me.
Yeah.
Remove yourself from those environments, man. You're gonna see how you're gonna thrive. You know, even if they're gonna make fun of you for it. We have some people in the industry, man. This industry is cutthroat, man. Everyone who works as a doorman, they also want these clients.
Yeah.
They want to have that success.
and other security.
Yeah,
Security
and we've had a lot of saw, a lot of hate, and when they see me and him at the beginning years ago, they kind of laugh.
Fuck are these guys?
Yeah, they were like, "Who are these guys?" But I had the vision. I would tell them, like, you see that place up there, we're gonna work up there one day. You see that artist, we're gonna be there one day. And I would tell them, driving, and that was
Look at y'all.
Tour.
Yeah.
And tour and other like other securities.
Yeah.
What's this people's security that came? Caitlyn Jenner. What is it?
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner. So Kylie Jenner came through, and their security was right there. And I'm sitting at the door. You know, Rosalia's in the room.
Yeah.
You know, but they try to open the door, and I push the dude's hand. I'll be like, nah, I don't care who's there. She's in there. This is her private room.
Yeah.
You gotta ask me first. You see what I mean? So it's like stuff like that. So you gotta watch out for all that. A lot of cutthroat things, you know.
Yeah.
Like somebody try to take your position, like, you know, stuff like that.
Trying to
They'll play
out.
mind games with you. They'll test you, and that's a lot of things in this industry too. The other bodyguards will test each other like a mind game. You know,
Exactly.
so you gotta also
You know
learn
what
how
I
to
mean?
act like that.
Oh, you got her? Oh, I got, you know, Kylie Jenner. Oh, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I open the door for Kylie Jenner, move this hand out the way, and then let Kylie Jenner come in. Me opening the door.
Yeah. Watch out, Jake. This is my.
This is my shit right here. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Okay, she
you're
can
in
come
that
in.
territory. So
I look at Rosalia. And Rosalia said, yeah, he can come. Okay, good. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a hell. It's a president.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? This is my job.
But when it comes to that, it's noise.
Yeah.
Block the noise, and that's why we train a lot when it comes to even endurance. When you go for a run, what's your heart telling you? Hey, let's stop at this moment. No, that's kind of what I do. It'll help you endure those moments too. But block the noise. There's gonna be people who are gonna laugh at you. There's gonna be people who are never gonna who want you to not succeed. Basically, you know.
Yeah.
And just block the noise, bro.
That's what's up.
What I can tell you, man.
Sacrifice.
We're in a world full of noise, man. If you can lock in,
Lock in. 6 months will change your life, bro.
Awesome.
6 months will change
Hey,
your
man,
life.
I'm glad, man, you guys are doing this, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
I like that, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
It's
it.
something.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
thank you guys for
Appreciate it.
coming, man. For, you know,
Thank you for having
been
Means
trying
a
to
lot.
plan this shit. You guys are out in fucking Europe and shit.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back from Glasgow in 2 weeks. Gotta go to Germany. I'm like, bitch, motherfucker.
Well, you know, Paris is something else too, man.
Yeah.
Paris, you know, you go to the hoods out there, and then like there's like a little flea market in the streets. Tell them, it's like little flea markets in the streets, right by the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And these guys run from like they gotta run from the cops because they can't sell them.
Oh, they're illegally selling stuff, and sometimes they'll come and steal. We saw like that guy come and steal that guy's thing. He put it on his back and he booked it. The next thing you know, he bumps into
me out of everybody.
And we're already like prepared, like if some shit was gonna
So
go
he
down.
bumped into me. So I turned around quick. He bumped, but he fell. Boom, everywhere. So
All these things, bro. That's instant karma right there. It's funny. Sometimes other people can be other
God
people's
sent you
karma.
there.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a chess move.
So I went down to pick him up. You could, and the police was saying, "Oh shit, man, go ahead, buddy, keep running, man. I understand." You know what I mean?
And I got booked.
You know, so believe me, I understand. If anybody understands you, it's me. You know, so boom, go ahead, man. You'll do it. You know,
You're running to that. That was right by the Eiffel Tower, the pretty Eiffel Tower. You go see as a tourist, boom.
Good shit
going on.
Good shit's going on. I mean, everybody trying to eat here. You know,
Yeah.
I understand.
Hard out
Yeah,
here,
man. We out here, man. Hard out here, but we out here. You know what I'm saying? We making it happen. WildKast podcast in the motherfucking building. Shout out 84M Media in the building. Setting up the production team. You know what I'm saying? If y'all boys need secret paparazzi, you can hire my boys right here.
Let's get their info. Let's get their info. We're gonna need you guys in the bushes.
Yeah. They got drones. They got everything. They got all that shit.
Oh
man.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
Got my boy right here. Go ahead, man.
Stick, man. Closing out.
Oh man. Yo.
Yeah.
Sign
No,
out.
thank you guys for having us, man.
Oh no, say your names again.
Oh, okay.
You don't know my name? We got Plexus.
It's our first time. It's
Yeah.
Pablo signing out.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
this is JC, aka Tyson. Not the real Tyson. There's only one Tyson. You know, just to know that. You know, so much love, but you know, inspiring. But it's all good, man. Nice having me. You know, thank you.
Plexus
Thank you
Protection
so
in
much.
the building. And the Tyson that he's talking about is not Mike Tyson. It is Jose's dog. That was kidding, man.
Is it
So I
really
appreciate y'all, man.
named Tyson?
Yeah, it's really Tyson.
Yeah.
Man.
What type of dog is it?
So where you going with all that ass? Got some cash to put in your bag. Next whip just might be a Jag. Way I whip it, probably drive her mad. Had her parked up, fucked up by the grass. Teed up, see me on these stories. I'm